high availability and disaster recovery solutions have been around for decades, but managing them has always been a pain point for sysadmins. Too many dashboards, too many interfaces, and too much complexity, especially in mixed operating system environments. SIOS Technology just launched LifeKeeper 10 with a new web-based management console designed specifically to simplify how sysadmins control and manage high availability and disaster recovery. To discuss this new release in today's episode of Mission Critical, we have with us once again Margaret Hoagland, VP of Global Sales and Marketing at SIOS Technology. Margaret, LifeKeeper 10 introduces this new web management console. What was the core problem you wanted to solve for sysadmins, and what makes this interface a meaningful shift in day-to-day HADR management?
We found that IT admins are being assigned to take on more responsibility for critical application high availability. And there's a difference in how the interface was working for Windows versus Linux. And so customers that have IT admins who are managing applications on both sides, or who have different admins working in the different operating systems, it's much more cost effective and efficient to have one interface that has a consistent look and feel and experience for both. MSPs find this particularly helpful because they don't need to retrain their staff who might be managing the two different kinds of operating systems. And it just lends itself to a much easier experience for the IT admin. And that always translates to less human error and a more engaged customer.
SIOS is positioning this release as the next step towards admin-centric HA. What does that mean in practical terms, and why is that emphasis so important now?
The nature of high availability is that it touches the entire IT infrastructure. For your application to run, you need to have the network, the storage, the operating system, the hardware, software, everything in between to be operational and functional and compatible. That's across a number of silos, and that's a fairly complex undertaking. And the work to keep those IT applications up and running is now pushed down to more junior staff or more generalist staff who are now trying to make sure that all of the elements that are necessary to keep the application up and running are functional. That's a lot to ask. And so we are experts in high availability. We are automating many tasks. We are adding control. We're adding observability. We are working to a system that allows folks who are not HA experts to be able to manage systems effectively, to avoid downtime where possible, and to understand the causes of failover when they happen so that they can ensure a reliable application experience.
Organizations run mixed OS environments, and the new unified console across Linux and Windows seems like a major improvement for MSPs and organizations running mixed OS environments. Can you walk us through the biggest operational improvements team will notice when they start using this unified interface?
Essentially, when you're looking at the resource hierarchy is what we call the main interface, where the various elements that need to fail over in a clustering environment are listed, and the relationships among those different things and the order in which they should be brought online are all displayed in a very user-friendly manner. And that is now very consistent from OS to OS, so that an IT admin can see at a glance which of those are being protected, what the relationship is among those as they are failed over, and their status in the clustering environment.
Beyond the console, you folks have also changed pricing and packaging. You have simplified it. What kind of friction were customers and partners running into with the previous model, and how does this new approach remove that complexity?
We make sure that our products are application aware. So when the failover happens, that failover is conducted in a way that is consistent with the specific application or database's requirements. That means that we have to have a separate little module for each of those sets of requirements. One for example, SQL Server, one for SAP, one for HANA, and so on and so on. We have many of those. Also for the various environments in which that application or database are running. So the different clouds, for example, or on premises. There was some, that means that there's a lot of different kind of moving parts there for the end user to think about when they were placing an order. And we have created a pricing schema that is very, very straightforward, very easy for them to understand what they're buying and how they're buying it and what the value is that they are getting. So we are all about transparency. This is a trust business, so we wanted to make sure that our customers know exactly what they're buying and what they're getting and how to assign them, understand the value of their purchase.
Let's talk about business impact. For organizations already running LifeKeeper, what does the upgrade path look like, and what immediate benefits should they expect from moving to version 10?
The immediate benefits are a very reliable failover, and again, this ability to see at a glance the status of their clusters very clearly. The main benefit is going to be as we move forward, it's a foundation for future development that will allow us to add features more quickly and to ensure that the interface stays very user-friendly and that the failover is consistent and highly reliable.
Looking at the competitive landscape, there are many HADR solutions in the market. What sets LifeKeeper version 10 apart from them, especially for enterprises that need to protect mission-critical workloads across hybrid environments?
So most HA software are sort of attached to an operating system. They are, I don't want to say an afterthought, but the providers of those systems are focused on an operating system. We are focused on high availability, and we deal with the largest organizations with the most complex environments. When we interact with a customer, we provide a tremendous amount of guidance and pre-sale support. We support them throughout the process, and we've been doing this for 25 years. We work very closely with developing relationships with companies that we are working with, so that we're not about selling software licenses. We're about ensuring high availability for our customers.
As we wrap up, where do you see HADR management heading in the next few years? Because new workloads are emerging, AI is emerging, and how is SIOS positioning LifeKeeper to meet those future demands?
So what we see is that this trend that we've discussed already of IT admins taking on more responsibility is going to grow. And the companies that are bringing in IT experts, architects to design and set up a system, and they leave the day-to-day operation to IT admin, that's a good short-term solution. But what we really need is for IT admins themselves to have a level of observability and control to anticipate problems and fix them before they happen, to understand when we fail over and operation continues, why did that failover happen? What steps do they need to make sure that there isn't a problem in the future? And how can we empower them at a level that isn't overwhelming, doesn't require training, doesn't require a lot of extra effort, but they're able to handle these complex environments with confidence.
Margaret, Thank you for joining me and sharing these insights. The new web management console in LifeKeeper now addresses a real pain point for sysadmins by unifying HADR management across Linux and Windows into a single interface, while also simplifying pricing and packaging. What more can organization ask for? Thank you for your time today, and I am looking forward to the next discussion.
Thank you, Swap.
And for those watching, if you are managing mission critical workloads across Linux and Windows environments and struggling with complex HADR tools, make sure to check out SIOS LifeKeeper v10 and see how the new web management console can streamline your operations. And don't forget to subscribe to TFR, like this video, and share it with your team. Thanks for watching.